Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISEE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.isee.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Good question. Have we done any type of analysis on intraday ISEE values and changes with the S&P and Dow Jones on an intraday basis? No, we haven't. I think that's interesting. One thing that I am working on, we also provide ISEE values on individual securities. So what I'm working on now, what we're trying to put together is another study that includes performance of intraday values, on individual securities. So that's currently the project that I'm working on. But we could certainly look at intraday values. If someone's interested in the intraday values, I could probably produce those for you as well if you want to do the analysis yourself. The amount of data might get a little bit unwieldy to put up on the website itself, but again, actually, let me just go to this now so you can see it. My email is right there, or my phone number. If you're interested in getting the intraday values, let me know, and I can certainly provide you the intraday ISEE values. And there's probably multiple places where you can come up with the intraday S&P or Dow Jones values. All right. So, do you have a RSS feed for intraday equities? What we have an XML feed, which shows the same calculation but for individual securities. And it's called our ISEE XML feed. Again, intraday, that updates every 10 minutes, and that's broken down individually on every security that trades on the ISEE. Although that is not free. That is actually a subscription product. There is information on our website at isee.com/XML feed. That's X-Ray Michael Larry feed. That's available on our website if you want to look for more information there. All right, yep, there's my email address. Someone was looking for that. Again, another question: have you experimented with moving averages on the data? I actually have looked at moving averages myself. Again, not intensely. I've looked at moving averages though. And run some moving averages over the data that we have. What tends to happen, obviously you're smoothing out the indicator, you're taking some of the more extreme moves out of it. What I personally feel, and again, it's just what I personally feel, it's not, again, investment advice. If analysts and research, people that talk about the put-call ratio, say it's very useful at extremes, I think the negative of using a moving average is that it's going to smooth out those extremes. So you may miss some potential extreme readings if you're smoothing it out using a moving average. But that's, I've looked at it, but again, I'm not saying that using moving averages doesn't make sense. I just, with the limited amount of time that I've looked at it, I didn't see where it was necessarily beneficial. But again, I was looking for more significant moves with these extreme readings. Another interesting question. Would you say that the recent ISEE readings are pretty meaningless, meaning that they're not bullish or bearish? Tough question. Not tough question, tough answer. We haven't seen this type of volatility in the market at all, ever, right? And there's certainly, I can't say, oh yeah, back in 2003 we saw, extreme moves like this, and the ISEE did very well. Obviously, we haven't seen moves like this. These moves are essentially unprecedented. But I will say that what I continue to look for is some consecutive low readings in the ISEE, indicating that investors are overly bearish again, and I have not seen that yet. I have not seen these, as we say, clusters, consecutive lows in the ISEE value. So I can't say definitively whether the recent ISEE readings are meaningless or not. What I've really been looking for is the consecutive low readings to indicate that we may be at a bottom here. Good question. I mentioned there's three types of trades. There's market maker trades, firm trades, and customer trades. And the question was, how do we sort those out? It's because as an exchange, anyone that enters orders here at the ISE have to enter in whether the type of trade it is, whether it's a market maker trade, a firm trade, or a customer trade. So that's essentially how we know what type of trades we're filtering out, is based on what our members are indicating on the ticket when they enter an order. All right. I have someone here that's indicated that the 50-day moving average seems to be hovering around the 110-day at present. What do I think it means? I would have to go back in time, see what has happened in the past when the 50-day has hovered around the 110, and look at the corresponding price change on the Dow or the S&P and see if it's been a reflection of potential market direction. Again, I'm not an analyst. I don't want to mislead anyone. I'm not a statistician. So I would encourage you to take a look at the data. You can download historical data for the Dow or the S&P from Google or Yahoo Finance or anything for free. So I would encourage people to again, take a look at the data. Our data here is free. And again, by all means, I think it's worthwhile taking a closer look at. Again, this methodology that we've used was just a method that we came up with based on information that about the put-call ratio that I've read from different analysts around the street. Another question here. It seems though we get extreme ISE readings at or near option expiration days. Do you think these values are skewed at any time? I can't tell you for sure. I mean, I've seen, if we go back to the, let's just say the lows for last year and for this year, we saw the lows in early March of 07 and early March of 08. Again, I see you're looking at for 08, we saw some lows again around expiration. I think expiration was around the 19th this year. But the earlier lows were at the beginning of the March of 08 and also the beginning of March of 07 were the lows. So I haven't seen that these extreme readings correlate to option expiration, but certainly that's possible. Whether or not that would skew the potential indicator of bullishness or bearishness, I can't say. I haven't noticed that before, but it's something that I will certainly take a look at.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts.